Told our guys, we had our opportunities to win this one. That there are timely or key moments in the game that sometimes may go unnoticed. But I think we were up 3, missed the front end of a 1-on-1 that could have extended to 5. Thought the back end of a and 1, we missed the free throw. And then I think we went 1 for 2 from the line in that period where it was really tight, nip tuck. And what I told our guys also was I thought in the second half more so, I thought we got away from team ball a little bit and started trying to make too many one-on-one plays without moving them. And that hurt us in a sense of turnovers, 17. But I did like our effort. I thought we competed. I thought the kid Hobbs stepped up in the second half for them, a senior. And I thought the kid Max Rice made some big threes for them in the first half. But overall, I thought we did our best at executing the game plan. Second time around, going against Austin and really taking him out as a basketball player. Thought TJ fought real hard down there, going up against bigger guys. But we came up short, but no different than at their place. And here, I thought we had an opportunity to win both games, but they were able to close out better than we were.
How frustrating is it to have them on the ropes in both these games and just a play here and there?
It's frustrating. There's no way around that. It's just frustrating. But, I've been around basketball long enough as a player and now even as a coach in this profession that you're going to be frustrated regardless, But what I told them is the appreciation of the effort that was given, the fight. I know they were down 1 in key jab. We were down 1 in Thompson. AJ didn't play as much tonight because he started cramping a little bit. But, they're fighting, There's no give in them. I thought there was momentum coming off of the San Jose. And, a true belief in winning this game, unexpected guys, Rice made some threes in the first half that kept it close. You take those out, maybe you go into halftime with a better lead. And again, I thought Hobbs did a really good job of filling some holes because Austin, wasn't available in the sense of what he usually do. And I thought Jessup had a solid game. Obviously congratulated him on passing Jimmer, but we're right there. We're right there. And what's funny about it, I told our guys, I said, these standings are funny in a sense. You just went toe-to-toe with the second place team in our league right now, both times. And we're talking single digits separated our wins from a loss.
Coach, talk about the first half. You had a really good first half. It was good to see the boys having fun. How does that make you feel as a coach? Even though you lost, your boys are still out there having fun and still playing basketball.
You know what? I told them this is a special group. I really like them, and they're young. Like Quan Marble is coming to his own a little bit. He had a really good first half. Didn't play as well in the second half, but still valuable enough to be out there. Greg Milton coming along. I thought this was probably one of Kenny Foster's better games. Um, you know, TJ's a sophomore, you know, down there banging with seniors. Maldo's a sophomore, you know. So I think there's still that youthfulness that only time helps at the end of the day. But I love the fact that there's emotional hurt after losses, and especially after a loss like this. But I do appreciate, like you said, they're having fun, you know. And I think sometimes, you know, in sports, you can get caught up with it not being fun. And I think we try to keep that on an even keel with our guys, understanding that we do have to work, even when we're practicing, but we want to enjoy what we're doing. And if our guys, if it became more work, I don't know if you get the same effort, you know, that they're given each time on the floor. So I liked it. And I told them, I actually said that to them as I spoke to them before I came out to do media, that I'm enjoying coaching these guys because you can see the steady growth within them. And again, it's not a quantum leap, which we don't preach, but we do preach steady growth at the end of the day. But I agree with you, yes.
I think Quan scored like the first 9 points at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then Kenny scored like 9 points in the last like 10 minutes of the first half, and then kind of disappeared a little bit. What was the difference between what they were doing early and what maybe they didn't do late?
Just young. I thought Quan was very aggressive early. And I thought sometimes, that's what I mean by youth, he was feeling it. So he thought, oh man, I got it going. But understanding that you still want to be able to do that within a team concept. And I thought Kenny started to show flashes of what, you know, we saw in high school, being able to score the basketball a little bit. Even Greg stepped up and made a couple of shots as well. So it was nice to see two freshmen, and I think Nick said this to me, two freshmen in a long time to have double figures in the first half. So you like that in a sense of saying those guys are going to have a chance to be really, really good for this institution. But within that, you know, it's a 40-minute game. And I'm not saying that they didn't do well because they were young. I'm saying you're going to have to go through these moments for them to understand it. Like, Hobbs has been through this moment before, and you see the difference. You know, he being a senior or redshirt senior, like he's been here before. And I thought he stepped up his game, and in the absence of Austin and obviously Kejab not playing, but you know, again, time.
We talked about Austin a little bit on Monday.
Yeah.
This guy was averaging 20 points-ish a game, and he didn't make a field goal today. I saw AJ was on him for a lot of that. What were you guys able to do to really kind of frustrate him?
Well, I think we just went with smaller guys and forced him to play off the dribble. And if he tried to post, we would blitz the post. So it took away easy for him, you know, and we really wanted to crowd him. I thought AJ did a really good job there and here. And Quan was on him second because AJ was cramping a little bit. So I thought Quan did a good job as well. And Quan has a girth about him. That's a good way, right? Girth. It looks good. A girth to where if you look at Austin, you know, sometimes girth hurts him as well. And just attention to detail, attention to scouting report. I thought our guys did a great job. I mean, if you're able, again, to take out a potential first-team all-conference player twice, that's why we were in both games. You know, this is a guy that was averaging, what'd you say, 20 plus?
So like, I think it was like 19.7.
Something like that,
yeah.
you know, to go 0 for 7, you know, from the field, and his only baskets being free throws. That speaks volume for AJ, that speaks volume for Quan, but it also speaks volume for team defense because you can't do it on your own. But, I mean, again, that's stuff you build on, and he's probably happy that was the second time and you don't have to play us again, too. So, but I appreciated that, too. I mean, again, being able to force him into tough shots. Actually, 0 for 4 from the 3. I don't think he made one at their place either from the 3-point line. But again, our margin of error is very slim. So our free ability to step up and make those free throws, and even though they had 16 turnovers as well, I mean, 17 is still too much for us, especially with 8 assists after coming off of a 18 assist game. Yeah.
So, coach, question. What was the technical foul about? Because we saw this and we saw this. So what the heck?
Oh, I didn't see it, but I did not see it.
Okay.
What I was told was Quan and Austin was
Oh, they were talking. to each
jabbing
other.
at each other,
Okay.
and he gave both of them a technical.
Okay. Because there were no shots. We're like, where's the technical?
No, it kind of, it's like football, I guess, offset penalties.
Okay,
You know,
alright.
so they got to take, we got to take. So they just get the fouls, and we kind of move on with play. But I mean, even within that, you know, I'm not telling our guys to go out there and do that type of stuff.
Right,
But at
yeah.
the same time, I don't want our guys backing down, you know, from any opponent.
I mean,
And,
obviously, Bert T was
Yeah.
fired up after that.
yeah, and I would say the freshman probably got the best of it.
Probably.
Freshman had 11. But I like that about Quan, and I've said that even in the process of recruiting him. I thought he was one of the kids that had what I would call a pit bull.
Yeah.
He had some pit bull in him, and when he got his body into shape and started putting in extra work, it's paying off for him with how many minutes he's getting, and to be quite honest, how much now we're even running stuff for him to make plays. And before that, we were really only running stuff for Maldo to make plays. We ran stuff for Jake to shoot or Thompson to shoot, but we actually run stuff now for Quan Marble to make plays as well because of his growth.
Jake had kind of a rough end
Yeah.
to the game. He had a couple turnovers, missed a
Yeah.
couple of threes. It looked like that last one was a pretty good play design and an open look. I mean, you guys feel pretty confident in
Yeah.
what he's bringing. I think he was 1 for 9
Yeah.
from 3 today.
Yeah, yeah. And I said this to him at halftime. This game, more than any, we probably asked a lot out of him. He played 40 minutes, and he had an assignment to guard Jessup, and he had to be a guy that makes shots for us. So when you're running around guarding Jessup, and then when you get looks, you know, I love the fact that he was just out there shooting, you know, after the game. But I thought that was a clean look to potentially take it into overtime. I thought the 3 by Kenny, maybe a few minutes before, wide open at the top of the key, was a good look as well. But, you know, at the end of the day, regardless, you know, Jake being on the floor forces the other team to guard. Like, they're not going to guard him. So if they're going to guard him that way, it opens up for a guy like Quan Marble. It opens up for a guy like Hunter Maldonado to be able to make plays because of how much they don't want to come off of Jake. And We've had this conversation with Jake. Like, you just don't know when you're going to get them, but you got to be ready when they come, just because of how teams are playing.
One question I have.
Ooh.
Big time question.
Wow.
So the last 2 games, game of transition has been really well off the fast break as
Yeah.
well as off the turnovers. You know, you go into a place where New Mexico, where that's kind of where they thrive.
Okay.
You know, how do you feel going into this group with this group going into a hostile place to play, but their ability to do this over the last 2 games?
How many guys they got back?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Lyles.
Lyles is back. Okay. Well, you know what? If you really look at the dynamic of this group, right, and even with Thompson, because we've kind of went with we're either playing Thompson or we're playing TJ, but we haven't really played both of them together. So we've committed to the 4 guards in a big, or in some cases, to be honest with you, TJ his ball skills is solid to where you can say you're playing with 5 guards. We just need him to be a big man. But I think as we've grown as a group, that's where you see the maturity of the young guys coming along, because that's how they actually play. You know, Quan Marble playing in transition, Kenny Foster playing in transition, Greg Milton playing in transition, and obviously Maldo playing in transition. If Jake's running the floor, again, he has to be guarded. So I'm okay with our guys playing that way, where tonight I thought we did a great job of getting out, and then we have to understand when something's there to attack versus something not being there and flow into offense. And I thought we did, for the most part of the game, I thought we did a good job with that, but that comes with growth. Now, going into the pit, like, you can explain it to the guys, but you can't really explain it until you get in there. I thought San Diego State was a pre-course for it, to be honest with you, because it was packed. But New Mexico pack is different than San Diego State pack. It's just like they're all over you. So I'm intrigued to see how, but I think our guys are going in because I think they're very naive too. I think they're going to go in and just try to play as hard as they can and let the chips fall where they may. I know they've been struggling here lately as well because of bodies being missed, and it just so happened Lyles come back for our game. I'm gonna call Eddie, who's the AD that I played with. He's like, I think you did that on purpose, you know. But I think our guys, I mean, we're fighting, and I would say this, and I know it's cold out there, but I appreciate who came tonight, and these guys are putting their best foot forward, and don't be surprised if these guys make a run. Don't be surprised, because I think they're starting to figure some things out, and the young guys are starting to come around a little bit. So if we get that collectiveness like we had at San Jose, where we getting 4 or 5 guys in double figures, and we were close tonight with 3 guys in double figures, if we continue to go down that path while taking care of the basketball, you know, outside of maybe a few programs that are playing really, really well, you know, we'll see.